Hello and welcome everyone to the Friday, May 31st edition of the Contributor Comms team meeting. As usual, a reminder that we do operate under a code of conduct, which essentially says to be respectful of your fellow speakers and attendees and generally be excellent to each other. To start things off, we usually like to do a round of optional introductions. So far it's looking like a smaller meeting today, which is good. We'll see how that goes. But I will start off the introductions. I'm Caslin Fields, and I am a co-lead of this subproject. I'm also a co-chair of SIG ContribEx, which is the parent group of this group. Our goal here at this meeting is to, or the goal of this group is to help contributors communicate effectively with each other, as in like making sure that the contributor community knows about the things that are going on for them, like the contributor summit, though that actually has a separate lead. But like when there are like projects going on that people need other contributors to know about and things, we can help communicate those things, but also to some degree making sure that folks externally know about the awesome work that contributors are doing, which we do through social media, blog posts, and all sorts of things like that. And my pronouns are she, her. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
Certainly. I am Chris Short. I work at AWS. I have been a part of Kubernetes since 2017, a very long time in Kubernetes lifespan. So yeah, I've been around the block. I've been a part of SIG ContribEx most of that time. I did get my start in docs, and I've also contributed to many other SIGs work. And pronouns are he, him, and I'm here if you need help.
Would anyone else like to do introductions?
Mario, you're exempt. You could be on a ladder right now. That's not fair.
Oh, I am. Hi, I'm Mario. I am the shadow for SIG ContribEx comms, and I'm part of SIG Infra. And I do usually stuff for Kubernetes. Pronouns are he, him, but currently I'm on a ladder and fixing
His internet next.
Yes. Wonderful. Thank you, Mario.
That might be the best introduction we've had.
That was fantastic.
That was great.
All right. Would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
Hi everyone, I'm Rujul and I'm a contributor here. So that's all.
Awesome.
Welcome. It's hard to follow that.
Yeah, no, you're sorry.
And I don't see anyone else on, but I will leave it open for a minute if there are any other introductions. Lovely. Let's move on into things then. At this point, I usually ask if anyone else wants to take notes. I think for today, I will just handle that since we have so few people, unless Arujval.
Thank you.
I know that Chris usually don't like to. Mario's on a ladder. So Arujval, if you would like to take notes, you are welcome.
I still have no idea like how to take notes.
Okay.
Write down what you hear.
Maybe we should...
Okay. I will try.
Do you know?
Give it a shot.
Can you get access to the notes doc? Is the best question, I think.
Yeah. Can you edit it? You have to be in like the SIG ContribEx mailing list.
No, I have that document.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Well, if you have any trouble, let us know.
Yeah, like if you're not sure what to write down, just say so.
No, I will be writing and you can see what I'm writing. So if you find any issue, you can tell.
Perfect. And I usually jump in periodically anyway because I can't help myself. So, but don't let me stop you.
I will try.
Don't let me stop you. Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah. So what's new? Anything?
Yeah. So let's go over new items. Anything?
I mean, I've said this before, but I will just add something here. We need more YouTube admins.
Right. I talked to one person about that this week. Someone
Like,
reached out about a YouTube thing, and I was like, "Have you considered becoming an admin?"
I'm super, super, like, concerned about, like, asking a broader audience because this has to be a trusted thing, right?
It's a very high trust position, so
Yes.
we can't
Yes.
really broadcast this, but
Mm-mm. No.
but if you see someone,
like if you come across someone that does video and is interested in Kubernetes or is already in the project contributing somehow, please let me know because there's 3 of us right now, and when 2 of us go on vacation, it leaves the newest person like kind of stranded, so it sucks for them. So yeah, let's try to collectively think about that and do things.
What's the scope of the work then?
I've got the guidelines. Mainly, you know what most of the problems are is like file names.
Okay.
Right? Like it's
Right.
not hard work. Like I think somebody had a video that didn't get processed by Zapier
Okay.
correctly once, and Nigel fixed that. We have a wonderful guidebook. I dropped it in the chat.
Yeah.
I will put it in the notes.
also Zapier
essentially-
management, right?
Well, Zapier is a very trusted position, I would think. Because that costs
Is that
money
not
to
part of
add.
YouTube admins?
Is it? Should it be?
Is it? I don't know. That stuff, the Zapier stuff, honestly, is just kind of like whoever can do it. It feels like it's not like a real.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
kind of
me,
like-
Nigel, a couple other folks. And like
But
Maybe
there's
that
no
needs to be-
real like team ownership of it. So maybe we should have some ownership of it. I don't know. It's tough.
It goes across a few different areas.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
the thing.
we can, if it's helpful, I would be happy to put my name forward, but it's only if it's actually helpful. So yeah,
Do
take
you
that
have
and
Zapier
if-
experience?
If you don't find it's a
Have you used Zapier?
well, I do have
that's the only requirement. just
Yes.
saying. Okay,
yes, well, not in recent months, but I
sure.
did use
course.
Zapier. Also used if this then that
Mhm.
then that. I mean, all kinds of different workflows and
that-
integration tool throughout the years.
Is that putting your name forward for Zapier or for YouTube or for both?
I mean, for honestly, if if you don't find anyone more,
Oh, I'll find
adequate,
somebody. Do not feel obligated at this point. Right?
No,
Like,
no,
I
no.
haven't
I mean,
seriously
but
started
I'm
looking.
fine. I mean, I actually think that there's value in starting to do different things at the same time, passing the knowledge, and now with the shadows, etc., coming in for comms.
Mhm.
So yeah, it goes into that discussion that we had that no role is eternal here. It's all
Yes.
constantly evolving. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to work in one or the other. Just so consider that, and if it makes sense for you, ping me. If there's obviously someone, if you go with any other way, also absolutely fine.
So Arpit asks, is there any eligibility criteria? So obviously you have to be an org member. We need a trusted contributor, meaning like they've actually had a few PRs, get committed, and like you've been active in the programs or meetings or whatever kind of thing.
You're someone that the community knows, and we know that
Right.
you won't do something bad or like drop it or something.
Right. Yeah. Like in my case, it's teaching my son not to click the Kubernetes one, but click the picture of me. Like stuff like that happens because I only have one YouTube account and I didn't think, oh, maybe I should create another one just for Kubernetes. Yeah. And trust me, that's not the only account I have access to either. So yeah, like there's Zapier is pretty much documented, and I still need to fix that. YouTube is well documented, and there's a well, is it documented? I don't know. I think Nigel documented like how to set up the YouTube automation to go from Zoom to Drive to YouTube for everybody, that he could, but I'm not sure if he actually wrote the documentation for that. So for all of us, it's going to be doc writing at some point. So I have to create diagrams for all the workflows and that kind of thing. So it's not hard. It's just, it requires trust, right? Like somebody who has put stuff out for the greater community for a while now. Yeah, that would be an eligibility requirement.
So thank you, Federico, for being interested in helping out with the YouTube admins.
Yes, I think you could get some benefit on both sides of your work, right? Like as far as blogging and video goes. Yeah, you
same
can cross
space
those
overall.
streams. Yeah, you can,
Yeah.
and you can cross the streams. You can take a blog
Yeah.
post and make a video out of it, right?
Yeah.
Like that.
Exactly.
It would be great to
Agree.
have you, but I don't want to, like, you're really good at what you do right now. I don't want to overtax you either.
No, I understood. No worries. If I feel that it's too much, I'll scale out. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
I mean, think
All right.
I would be.
Okay. I will talk to some folks and then rally some folks, and you might be one of them. How about that? I figured like 2 or 3 more people is all we need. But yeah. Anyways.
Sounds lovely.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm looking at Zap and YouTube automation. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SIGs, and well, 6 SIGs in a working group, all set up on it. There's another one that's based on some other automation tool. I forget the name of, not Prow, but something else. I'm not sure if that's still working, but
that sounds a little complicated, like it needs documentation.
Yeah, so all of this needs documentation, right? Like, how do you take a Zoom meeting and change it to update the title of the actual YouTube file? Like that came up this week. Stuff like that, right? Like you actually need to have access to Zoom and YouTube and Zapier to kind of go from end to end. And that's pretty much a trifecta of pain to find those people. So yeah. Cool. Can you volunteer for YouTube? I don't see why not. Have you done a lot of, like, are you familiar with how to get around YouTube? I guess is the best question, right? Like, have you done a stream on there or anything, Arpit?
Yeah, I am familiar with the YouTube thing, but I am not too much familiar about Zapier. I have to learn that part, but I am familiar with YouTube part.
Yeah, so like, don't worry about the Zapier piece. We need YouTube folks, like folks that we give admin access to the channel to and can go in and fix broken things or mislabeled things or whatever needs to be done. Sometimes it could be setting up for a live stream. Who knows?
Yeah. We were just saying that the Zapier thing is like related, very closely related, but doesn't necessarily have to be part of the YouTube role. It could be separate.
Yeah, and I think it should be because comms uses it maybe more than just video YouTube.
I had discussed with Nigel about maybe making YouTube admins a part of this group because of that deep connection there between Zapier and
it
YouTube
would make
admins.
Sense. Yeah.
So
what did he
you
say?
might want
Anything?
to do that. Yeah, he was like, sure, because the YouTube admin work should be relatively light once the automation is in place.
Right.
But
yeah, at that point, it's you're there for safety reasons, you know. Yeah, we should do that. I know it might feel like we're co-opting groups, but we should just pull that in if we can. Talk to the powers that be in ContribEx, Kaz.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. Done.
Check that box. Good to go. All right. All right, I'm tired of talking.
Something tells me this will not be the meeting.
No. So also,
We have too much fun.
yeah. Is there anything else in new items, I guess?
I don't think so, but I want to go over some updates and big wins. We might come up with some new items while we go over that.
Yeah, so the 10th birthday blog post is in flight. I'm in fright of it just because right now it's just a bunch of stuff and no real cohesive story. But a lot of folks are getting a lot of input from a lot of places, so it's probably coming together very quickly next week, as June 6th is what, Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday. It's also my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of easy to remember now.
Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, my birthday is the same birthday of the project I work on. That totally makes sense, right? Like the most ironic coincidence in history, maybe. But yeah, feel free to chip in there. I know, Federico, you might have poked around in there a little bit. I have dropped some stats from DevStats. Bob started a thread in Chairs and TLs, Slack.
Yeah.
So I'm going
Yeah,
to pull as much as I can in there, and the rest of everybody else can kind of shine it up.
Yeah, I mean, we have the raw components there. I guess it's just a matter of just gluing them all together and polishing it up a bit. So yeah, I think that during this even today, I will also give it another pass and try to like pick what's already there and try to make it part of the story. And I'm positive that by Monday or something, we will have at least something that is ready for a wider review.
Cool. I'm just adding a note that I have, like Grammarly, Hemingway editor, Gen AI. We can run it through that. I'm sure other people do too that are writing this, but I'm gonna throw it out there as yes, we can utilize this for that and maybe not have to go through so many edits. At least try.
Yeah. I'm hoping
Aslan,
to work on the blog post today.
You and I traded some notes about something that happened while I was on vacation.
The next bullet point?
Yes. You had a fun time.
I mean, I traded notes on that with a lot of people.
Sadly, this is one of those things that's like, from my experience as being an internet service provider webmaster in the 90s when COPA was passed. But basically, there's a U.S. law that says no one under the age of 13 should have an account on any media site of any form. Obviously, the only way to enforce that is through the parents and the actual person putting in the date of birth. And that bit Caslin because she put in the actual date of birth. And, well, that would be 10 years old and not 13 years old.
As I was putting in the year, I was like, I wonder if Twitter has a thing where this will be a problem. And the answer was yes. It was before 8 a.m. That is my defense. But anyway.
That's fair.
In the end, we learned lots of things from it. I think it was I'm glad that it was resolved quickly. That was the scariest part. It was like, we have no idea
we just
when
got
this will be
and
resolved.
now it's locked down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Twitter who did something, I guess, to make it move?
Twitter.
Okay, so that was really fast. Good to know.
Yeah. So I filed the ticket with Twitter like immediately after it got locked. Actually, I tried to file it so fast that the rest of the Twitter system didn't know that it was locked yet.
Didn't process that log.
Yeah, so it took a few minutes for me to be able to file the ticket, and then I did. And then I had to go work with the CNCF to get the email that they sent because it's on a CNCF email, which we need to fix. So I need to put that down. Need to fix the email.
We need to fix the email on the Mastodon account too. I don't have access to the contributors account. That's the thing.
I think we need to spin up a new email for our team. We don't have an alias currently for comms.
Yeah.
For handling social media issues.
That would be really, really awesome. So I wouldn't have to worry about that in my sleep every night. Like I still don't have the access or the password to the Twitter account.
Yeah.
So,
and then
we need like one password and all that stuff too.
We have the one password. I set that
Okay.
up. It exists. It's been shared with the CNCF, but I was waiting until we had the guide in place before sharing the credentials with other people. So we need to get the guide
Ooh,
done.
okay. That's tough. But yes.
Yeah.
Where are we working on the guide? I forget.
Yeah, I think Mario had something going on there.
Yeah, here's his 10th birthday. I had so many policies in use right now, or in flight, I should say. But yeah, I found it. So yeah, I just need to actually I think I already did review this. Okay. Yeah, I reviewed this on May 24th. Awesome. Maybe you or whoever wrote this, I think it's Mario.
Mario, I think.
Yeah. Mario, just tell me what you think of these comments when you get off the roof and have time.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the blocker, or else I would have short fused that very quickly. Oh God.
Sorry, can you repeat?
Oh yeah, certainly. So the Kubernetes IO use policy doc that you wrote up most of, I think.
Yeah,
I made a bunch of.
I added basically you started it, I think, and then I added like some stuff to it.
Yeah, and I added some comments. Just run through my comments and tell me what you think when you get a moment.
The funny thing is
that internet doesn't work that well outside.
Huh. This is why my Wi-Fi works in my backyard and front yard.
Never seen you take a call from out there.
I have. I don't think well, I've done meetings outside before, yeah. We'll see.
Anyway,
right.
I think we got that point.
I will DM him regardless. How about that?
Also, another thing I think we should do from that is update our social media guidelines in general, because that's going to be true across all of our social media platforms. So we can mention the COPA thing, and then also terms of service may vary between different platforms. Yes. So COPA and terms of service. So good thing for us to note for just like all of our social media work.
Okay. I added a bullet point. I will. I wish I could say add comment and remind me to fix this in an hour or something like that. But no. Okay, cool.
Yeah. And I would say overall that incident went fairly smoothly. There was the issue on Saturday where things started to pick it up, and I at that point wished that I had done a public message just explaining the issue earlier. So noted. A public
Thank you, Mario.
explaining the issue earlier. But I was kind of hoping it would get resolved fast enough that it would be a blip.
I did see that account is fully automated, sadly. So, like, picking up on an error like that, yeah, Kubernetes unfollowed everybody, basically, or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
But that's a good note for future incident handling. Yes. When something goes wrong, it's probably generally a good idea to post something about this happened, we're working on it, just right off the bat, so that when those things happen, they're handled.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. We can do that. The sensitive comms guidelines have gone nowhere.
Yeah, probably good for the sensitive comms guidelines.
Yeah, I requested the sensitive comms guidelines document to see. You wanted to send this.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone with access to the link can edit it. Let me just get the link.
Yeah, I forgot to grab that link for you. Sorry about that.
I will dump it in your DMs, as I do not necessarily want to put it in the doc. Or should I? I don't know.
Either way.
Yeah.
You can send a DM for now. I would like to share it once it has a little bit more structure to it, because right now
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
brainstorm
Right
doc.
now it's literally bullet points. That's why
Yeah.
I'm hesitant to be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's this thing out there. Yeah,
It's not out there. It is a concept. But yeah, you can DM it for now and we'll share it later, which we will totally do.
Yeah, no, we're
Cool.
definitely sharing it. Just not until it's ready. I don't want to look like an idiot.
Yeah. Another thing that went fairly well, to give kind of a retro to this, is that I kept several groups informed at each step of the way. So CNCF and the other comms, or the other ContribEx leads, and the comms group. CNCF, ContribEx leads, comms were kept informed at each stage. So that I think went pretty well. Having the message there publicly in comms was really helpful, because then when a few other folks in the community saw the messages that were going on social media, they were able to go and see, this is what happened, and then help spread the word for us easily.
Is that how
Paris
it
and
got to
Kat did a
Twitter?
lot there. So that one message went out on Twitter about like Kubernetes deleted their account, and then Kat responded to it and handled it for us. So that was really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you to Kat. And Paris also put out some messaging that like some people had asked her what was going on, and she saw the message and was able to respond to them. So I didn't hear about anyone who like had trouble.
Yeah, it should not adversely impact people if a social media account is quiet
Goes
for
offline.
a while. It's already done that.
It's a
Right,
thing that
like-
happens occasionally, especially on Twitter. People were mostly very amused. Public response was mostly amused.
Yes, totally.
On the bright side, it's kind of good advertising for the birthday. Not something I would recommend.
Kinda, no, like, but as far as guerrilla marketing goes, good job.
Kind of worked out on that front.
Never thought about it.
There were a few
that
comments
way.
that were kind of rude or like not as supportive as I would have liked, but nothing too bad. There's always going to be some of that. And I think having the message out earlier on our other social media platforms would have helped address some of that earlier. But for the most part, everybody was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, and there were a lot of comments after that of people being like, Kubernetes 10-year anniversary is coming up. I saw several where people were just talking about the 10-year anniversary, but retweeting the message about the account being back up.
Nice.
So effective marketing. Do not recommend,
Yeah.
but
do not recommend. Highly discouraged. But
highly discouraged.
Nice boost. Just
so we are 40 minutes into the hour. Any other updates, big wins before we move into the board?
No.
I think we're probably good to move there. Let's go to the board. Guess I can grab the link and put it in the chat for folks.
Should have done that while you were talking. My bad.
All good. All good. We used to not do that for the board, but recently I've started doing that. So it's just a thing. So
there's so much shit on this board.
I know it's very full right now. There's
It's
a lot going on.
cool.
Good work, people.
Yeah. And when I say shit, I mean that like as a nice thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much as a positive.
Stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
Golden.
Yes.
So let's start off with the ready for review column. The first thing in there is the SIG node spotlight, which we updated on last week, and it sounded like it was moving along nicely. The PR was scheduled and almost ready to go. So where are we on that right now?
I mean the release the date wasn't possible because we're still waiting for a final review from the SIG Docs team.
Okay.
So
They've been
that's
busy
it. I'm
lately.
going. Yeah, I know. That's why I haven't specifically pinged anyone. I'll do so gently today. But yeah, that's the status of that one.
Sounds good. And Arpit, this is your blog, so is there anything else that you would like to add about it?
Just excited when it will get published.
Yay! So excited for you.
Yeah, those are cool.
So need a final review from SIG Docs, then a published date can be determined. All right, I've added in that status. I need to save this somewhere, don't I? Yep, update comment. There we go. All righty. There we go. That's better. Next one is also about SIG node. That one is also about SIG node. So there's a couple of there's an issue and a PR that will be closed on that once it's done. Interview, is that the okay, cool. So the next item is the shadowing guide. I keep putting that on my list to review every week and then I don't get to it. But that's just kind of in the same state, right, Federico? Just when people can review. Please do.
Yeah, I mean that one. It's as far as I'm concerned, done. Just waiting for the right review and approvals.
Okay, I need to do that today. That'll take like 10 minutes. Come on, Kathleen. Okay, I don't have a pencil to write that down.
What's up?
I'll send you one of those messages in Slack. That a reminder. It worked for me with the API link. Yeah, I'll do that.
I love the scheduled messaging now and damn near everything. It is so lovely.
That was just about needing a review on the shadow guide. It needs an approval, and I keep meaning to review it, and I keep not doing it, so I need some help.
Okay. Shadow. Okay. For blogging, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
If you
I
want to
can
review
review
it, you
if
also
need
have
be.
those privileges. So
Yes.
please do. But I
Okay.
would still like to try to review it because I'm so excited that you're doing that. And I want it to be a wonderful thing that goes well. So I would like to help by reviewing it, but I keep not doing it. So thank you in advance for the DM.
I can go through it too.
Yes, and please do. More reviews is
it
better.
A PR yet that I can actually poke at?
It's there in the, there's a link to the PR there in the board.
Oh, okay. Here. So I found the
right
actual
here.
thing. Thank you. Cool.
Cool. And then the next item in the ready for review meeting notes link. Oh, yes. Let me grab that for you real quick. Deep. And we are in the board right now, which is right here. Cool. Welcome, folks. Ended up with more people on than we expected. Still kind of short call, small call, but not short call because we have so many things to do always. It's so much fun though.
At some point in time, I would like to poll this group and ask them how they mentally manage like all of this, because like if it weren't for the boards and the notes, I would be screwed. So I'm curious how other folks are trying to keep tabs on thing, and if it's boards and docs, great. If it's not, I would love to know. Sorry, existential.
Not specifically for this group, but planner.
Yeah, I mean, I have a notebook, but like planning and me, no, like no, it just doesn't work.
For sure.
Planners and me, I guess. I don't know.
let's move on to the next thing in the board, which is the SIG API Machinery Spotlight article. Got some updates on that, Federico?
Yeah, I mean, it's ready for review. I think I didn't remove the whip flag, but I'll do so in an hour or so. So that one is after I do that, but anyone with reading this can go there and will link. I think I still have a commit myself to do locally that I haven't pushed, but I mean it's just small stuff around links, and so it's done. That part is ready for review, and now it will continue the normal process of getting input, feedback, etc. And that's it.
Wonderful. Thank you for pushing through on that one. Long-term series. Great. So I have a note on my list as well to review that one. Well, you should DM about that too. Otherwise it won't happen. I know myself. This is how this is going to go.
Yeah.
But also open to anyone, especially blogging shadows, if you could review. I think that would probably be a good idea. Though, Federico, you are ultimately the arbiter on that if you would like your shadows to review your blog post.
No, that's the one thing that I will also share in the channel. So, but yes, absolutely. Anyone reading this, if they can, let's just wait a couple of hours, perhaps start tomorrow. It will be perhaps easier because maybe there are some of the push changes can then be easier to track. But otherwise, feel free to just have a go at it right now.
So if you're interested in blogging and you are a shadow, please do review the blogs that are open for review here in the board. And that's it for our review column. Yeah, please do go ahead and just find those PRs and go in and review them. They are linked in the board. And that's it for our ready for review column. So from here, nice. Yay, more reviewers. Thank you folks for jumping in to review. Much appreciated. That's something that I've hoped that our group would do more of for a long time, and it's been difficult to get going. So glad to see it. All right, let's move over to the in progress column. I think there's one more left in your SIG Architecture Spotlight article series, Federico, aside from the one that's in review.
Still going at it. Probably, I mean, eventually I'm going to ask if this should be reassigned or something. But apart from that, still no update there. It's the enhancements one that I need. That's like.
Okay.
But it's being tracked. It's just there's no movement, but it's being tracked.
So enhancements is in action. The API governance one, that one is also still on the list, or did that one?
It is, but that's yeah, that would be the next one because it's an audio interview. So it's I would likely prefer to do it near the end when we do the final capstone article with everyone else.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
But also there was a question in the chat, how do I get to the links for the reviews that are needed? Federico, I think you were going to share them in a post on the comms channel, but also everyone should be able to see the board. You may not be able to edit the board, but I think you can all see the board and you should be able to find the links there.
In theory, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I'll share links there, but if they have access to the board, just going into the ready for review column, that should be good to go. But I'm going to share it later today, a link of those that well, it's just I think it's just the API management one anyway, but I'll add it.
typing things out. So in the board, the items that you see with the little dots and the connecting line segments and then the dot and the arrow, those are the issues. And the circle ones sorry, those are the PRs. The ones with the circles are issues. So that means the content for you to review is in the ones with the arrows. And the circle ones are just for tracking. So there's nothing for you to do in those. But go to the ones with the arrows.
I'm sure that icon has a name, and it's probably something silly like pull request icon or something, or merge request. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's like,
one that
be
looks
like there's
like
a
a Git
tree.
tree. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're
that's-
trying to add
yeah.
something into the tree, is what that is trying to indicate.
Bingo.
Yeah, I love Git diagrams, but it is hard to find tools that will diagram out your Git trees for you. They're all paid tools, which is understandable because it's really good. So there's that.
I'm curious. Tell me more later.
Okay, we can do that later.
Yeah,
Also, mention for everyone and for the recording, Julia Evans's new zine about Git.
Oh yeah, that came out
is
today, didn't
out
it?
today.
Yeah.
Just ordered it.
I need to go order it right now because like she released the cheat sheet and I totally just hit print and put it in my little reference binder.
I have a selection of her zines back here. Huge inspiration for me. She has a couple of zines about Git. This one is a kind of the base stuff for Git. Her other zine on Git is like difficult situations in Git, and that one always loses me.
Oh shit,
I'm excited for this one. Yeah. It is in coordination with the website. Oh shit, Git. There's also a non-expletive version.
Fair enough. Oh, you can get print versions too? Oh, sucky now.
Also, she usually does some giveaways of those for folks who can't afford the cost of them. So do follow Julia Evans on social media for those if you would like to make use of her content.
Like both of her Git zines printed and giving you the PDF, $32 out the door. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah. But even that can be prohibitive sometimes.
No, I know.
So
like
she does.
Yeah. I'm buying them right now.
I just put a link to her website in the chat. I should probably not do all of that, but just personally,
I've
really
got
a fan.
Yes. And she publishes her zines at wizardzines.com.
Yes.
And that's where they all are. You can buy all 14 for $135. I think I bought Bite Size Linux way back in the day when I was a Linux admin, just to have
all of them.
You have all
I
of
used
them?
to give the help I have a manager zine to all of my mentees.
Nice.
Would recommend. That's a good one for when you first start working. Probably
one
my
of the
favorite,
things that
honestly.
has benefited me the most in my career is knowing how DNS works. Do not sleep on that skill. She has a zine on it, right? Like that will go a long way.
Also, we have 7 minutes left. We should probably get back on actual
you brought
track.
it up. She has free zines too. Sorry.
Yes. Anyway, just big fan of that content personally. Moving on. SIG etcd is the next spotlight article, which is also Frederico.
Sorry, which one?
etcd.
etcd. So I think that one I'm just waiting for confirmation from the shadow that the questions are good to go, and we should be able to share them. I think Sandeep, you're the one. Don't feel pressured. Just go through the document, see if you have any suggestions, and we can then send it to the SIG etcd folks.
Sounds good. Cool. So let's move on to the next one. We've got 5 minutes left. The spotlight on SIG security. We confirmed that Sriram is up for that one being reassigned.
Yeah,
It was reassigned to Arujval.
Yes.
How's that go?
And we're waiting on an answer from the SIG security contacts that we asked if they were still up to it, but we have no answer yet.
And Arujval, this is going to be your second SIG Spotlight blog, right?
Yeah, right.
We should definitely get you org membership.
Oh, yeah. My favorite thing. Love signing off on org membership PRs.
Yes. So let's do that very soon.
Thanks.
Thank you for doing all this work for us.
Yeah.
Also, do you have any other comments on the SIG security spotlight?
They have not responded till now. And yeah, like I can try that, which I tried with the cloud provider. I can hop in one of their meetings and try to convince them, things like that.
They had their meeting this week and they're every other week. So you'll have to wait 2 weeks before you can get on a meeting. Also, I just realized, which was me making the faces, that one of the co-chairs of SIG Security is Ian, who just got a new job and has a lot of stuff going on. So it might be difficult to get those responses right now. So this may be kind of a long-term project. Just
yeah, I can try.
Or
Like
they might suggest someone else for you to interview. So if
I
they're
will try
having
to
trouble,
hop in.
maybe suggest that.
I will try to like contact with them in the meeting.
Yes. And if they're having trouble getting to it, offer for them, like, is there someone else you would like me to interview instead? Because they may need some help. Cool. Wonderful. Thank you for taking that on, Arujval. The next one is SIG scheduling. Oh, yeah. Thank you. And SIG scheduling is Arvind. So updates there. Arvind not on today? Arvind is not on today.
No.
But it looks like our last update on that was last few questions are on hold temporarily as SIG lead changes companies. So one of those things. I assume we're still at the same spot. And we have 3 minutes left. So we'll move right along. Help wanted post is still there, and I keep not getting to that either, which is a systemic issue for our group with help wanted posts. And it's also a systemic issue with the SIG annual reports, because that's still going on, and we're like way behind on that for ContribEx, I know. So
oh man,
there's something that needs to happen there systemically, and it's absolutely not on any one person. And Sendapun has mainly been helping with that, and he's not on, so we'll go ahead and move past it. We had some discussion earlier about Zapier, but anything else you want to say about Zapier?
No. I mean, we definitely need to like own Zapier, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
I mean,
our sub-project needs sub-projects.
Like, when are we
because
going to
we have LWKD.
Right. Like, when are we going to turn into an actual like thing that can have sub-projects?
Yeah. We need to discuss that.
I mean, I don't want to lose the affiliation to ContribEx.
Yeah, I don't.
At this point,
so we might just be weird.
Yeah. At this point, you know, a sub-project with multiple sub-projects is okay.
Maybe we are the first project.
That's what I'm thinking.
What an overloaded term.
Right.
I can discuss that with the other co-chairs and see if there's anything that we want to do explicitly with the structure to do that. Otherwise, we'll just continue just being super weird.
I mean, I'm never a fan of, you know, creating structure for the sake of structure, but it is a fair question to ask, I feel like, at this point.
And I mean, I feel like it could be helpful because we have LWKD, which has its own like leadership and contributors. It's run as a totally separate work stream that we don't even talk about in these meetings usually. And then we have Zapier, which is kind of under the tech lead bubble, so we could just say that it's that, but it's also kind of its own thing. And then if we take in YouTube administration, that's also going to be kind of its own separate work stream.
Right.
So I don't know.
I mean,
but
YouTube admins, like, as far as like actual work goes, nothing would change there. It's just literally changing our name and giving us sub projects. That's what we're talking about. They still have their SIG admins channel. They still have various channels that they
and that should be relatively
always
light.
have.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I don't
in
know if there's
theory,
quite enough there for a whole structure change, but
it's
it's
worth
borderline.
discussing. Like,
Yeah.
if you want me there for discussion, feel free. But
Cool.
it's worth having the discussion, in my opinion.
And we are at time. The last two things in progress were the sensitive communications process, which we've already discussed, and the Kubernetes blog post, which we also already discussed. So I think we're good to call it there. We are a minute over. Are there any beyond last minute items that folks want on the recording? Cool. Thanks for sticking with us once again today. Thank you all so much for all of the work that you're doing. It's amazing that we're doing all of this, and it's all because of all of you. So thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Thank
And
you
I'm
all.
going
Good
to
weekend.
end the
Cheers.
recording. Bye, YouTube.